Welcome everyone to St Patrick's Cathedral in Armagh. Archbishop John and I are joined here today by two students, third level students, who are going to tell us a little bit of what it's been like for them during the coronavirus pandemic.
Shannon, who works in the Catholic, well, as a student, but also helps out the Catholic chaplaincy at Queen's, and Mark, who is doing his doctorate in civil engineering. So you're an old hand, Mark, you have been through the system. What kind of changes have you seen in terms of impact on students just coming up to university?
I think probably the best example of that is, as part of doctoral studies, you sort of have to demonstrate to first year students, and fortunately that was in person, deemed essential. One thing I noticed was that a lot of them struggled to integrate with one another because they hadn't actually met each other. Everything was so virtual, you know. And I think that's sort of a key part of university. It's meeting new people, seeing new people, and these sort of experiences. They've missed out on that, unfortunately. I think their lectures are quite strictly academic, and socialising maybe just isn't what it would have been normally, you know.
And Shannon, you've been working a lot with students in the chaplaincy in Queen's University in Belfast. Are you finding that students have particular needs this year that perhaps maybe they haven't had in the past?
Well, I think the transition to university is already a very daunting experience for sixth form students coming straight from school, and the pandemic has obviously added to that and made it a lot more difficult for them. For many first year and international students, their first time in Ireland and their first time in university has been marked by social distance and by isolation, so it is a very different university experience for them. But thankfully our generation is tech savvy and have adapted very well, which I have witnessed in the chaplaincy, and they are adapting really well to it.
And one of the things I've found, Archbishop John, is that young people, students of third level like yourself, Mark and Shannon and others, have been very active in volunteering their services and in helping out others during the pandemic.
In the chaplaincy, we've particularly been really heartened, and despite students experiencing a hard time themselves, their generosity during the pandemic has known no bounds. Local students helped us make up 2,500 care packs for international students and first year students in university accommodation, and local businesses and charities donated to that as well. But it was really the local students and the chaplaincy volunteers who put that all together for the betterment of other students, which was really nice to see. And recently as well, the chaplaincy became a drop-off point for shoeboxes for the homeless in Belfast. And again, there's just been a continuous stream of students showing their generosity and dropping off for those in need, so it's been really nice to see.
Indeed, the poor souls in the Elms village who are in their rooms all day, how do you find they've been coping?
Yeah, it's been particularly difficult for those students in accommodation, because whenever they signed up for their accommodation, of course they didn't think it was going to be like that, and if one person in the accommodation has to isolate, then they all do, so that is difficult. So we've really been trying to reach out to them in particular virtually, so we've been having little Zoom talks and mental health workshops all online for them, which I think they've really benefited from.
Mark, would you have a message of hope for 2021 for students generally?
I think certainly we've seen over this past period how we can come together, how we can unite and all focus on one cause, and you know, we're all experiencing the same issues here. And I think in 2021 those bonds of friendship and unity will continue, and I think we'll all come out of this stronger people.
So let's hope that all of our students, particularly those at third level, will keep their dreams and their hopes alive as we approach the new year 2021.